Hello everyone. In this video, we will be covering the chapter number 3 of a book called On Liberty, authored by the J.S. Mill. Chapter number 3 of Individuality. Okay, in this book, the author is been following a certain pattern. Like with the at the end of the every chapter, at the end of every chapter, he left with a certain questions. Like in the chapter number second, in the chapter number second, the previous chapter, he and the chapter with certain question, and with these question, he begins the third chapter. Like the speech is the essential because the hearing opposing views, the push us to reconsider are the own the position and the investigate the truth of the matter, which when this happens we get smarter. Like there are the the free speech help us to know to know or to hear the opposing the views, by which we get to know what are the reasons for which the what are the reason on because of that we build certain perspective of certain perspective about a thing, or what are the reasons why we the which lead us to believe the things that the way they are. Okay, so whatever the opposing views are, they would forget why we would believe anything in the first place. We would forget how to think. We would how to think, and we would get the stupor. Like when we stop hearing the opposing view, we stop the questioning ourselves, and by this we are not emphasizing and making our mind to work or to generate the more questions, and the make us to doubt our own the perspectives. Like questioning your own perspectives make us to give us more clarity, and finding the reason for our own beliefs, or the questioning our own beliefs help us to generate more the complex or a more the clear the picture of the society. Okay, in this chapter, like as in the previous chapter, he's talk about the free speech, the and the its essential its importance. Like the free speech is essential and why it should be essential. In this chapter, he's talk about what if these speeches or these opinions of which we have the liberty to think of, or this opinion, are they equally important to are they equally important, or is it is equally important to work as per these opinions, or are we allowed to work as per our opinion? Like he started this chapter, the chapter number 3 of individuality, with a question that in this chapter we will be examining whether the same reason do not require that men should be the free to act upon their opinion, to carry these out in their the lives without hindrance. Like men they should be the free to applied his reasons into actions and in his own life without hindering others. Okay, as the society in the as society, it is a popular that there are there that the every thought or the every opinion which we have need not to be developed, or need not to be need not, it is not important to work on. Like every opinion of art is not as important to work on. These opinions need only to be the keep in our mind, or to register in our mind and stay there. Like no need to work on them. Okay, what if we work on them? First he says that first the author he says that the every the thought is not important to work on, or is not as the credible to work on. Or what if it may be possible that the opinion which have when we have that in our mind, and by the time we work on it, or we started implementing it in a real life, the situation may the differ. And according to the situation, these opinion which were earlier, this seems to be the positive or the positive enough, when they came into action, the whole scenario or the situation changed, and these the opinion or these the beliefs these beliefs leads to some problematic situation, or create something the chaos in the society, or not for, which hinders both the individuals and the others liberty. Okay. For example, when we all know or we all have a certain opinion that the con dealer are the starver of the poor and the private property is robbery, and these things are thus easily circulated and being communicated and reflected on the TV screens, and these seems to be the unmolested. Unmolested. What if these sentences that the con dealer or the private property leads to robbery or to leads to the malnutrition for the poor, and on the basis of this statement, the Bill says that these unjustify the act which harms the other. Here, the society or here the mankind have the power to interfere in between, because the individual liberty need to be limited as far as that it he or she doesn't make himself or the herself a nuisance to the others. Okay, in order to refrain him from molesting others, here the mankind have the power to do so. um what if what if these opinions, when it came into practice, doesn't harm other or doesn't molest other, then at this particular scenario the person have the power and the right to work on his opinions and to practice them in action, but whole at their own cost. The whenever in this whole scenario, at any point when this the whole ideas or this whole opinions which leads into an actions, the hinder or harm the society, the mankind have the power to interfere in between and counter the individual and make and punish him. Okay, the further in the chapter he says that the process of the opinion into an action is important for the well-being of society, in order to create that diversity, because diversity is not an evil, and it is very important in the society, in order to not to create an homogeneous society. Okay, because because the mankind is not perfect, is imperfect, and every person has the certain ideas or the certain desire to lead their life in a particular way, or with all these ideas, and with these all these ideas need to be promoted. The society needs to be promote or needs to promote all these ideas in order to grab the experiences from the others, the people's the life. It says that society need to promote the a different mode of the life, because as the mankind is imperfect, their desire differs, and this the different mode of the lifestyle will help the society to grow more. Okay, the he further says that the society wants to control the others, the person's the opinion or the thoughts, because of jealousy. Like, if everyone's life is similar, then it means that everyone is practicing the same things, then there is the no point of being jealous of, or there is a nothing to be the jealous of. But if someone's lives his or her life in a total different way, in a more the individual in the more in more personal way, or the everything that which suits him or the herself, every single scenario the he perform in his life is the suitable for himself, it's make others jealous of him or herself, and society wants to control this. And in order to in order to maintain, or in order to not promote jealousy, the society tackle this different mode of life. Okay, the further he says that the tradition and the custom or the other peoples, to a certain extent the evidence are the evidence of the experiences, and it may possible that their experiences are not suitable in your case, or are more like mismatch in your story. Okay, um, and it may also possible that these the experience are too narrow or too ill-fitted in your story, and secondly, it may possible that the interpretation of the experience may be corrected but unsuitable to yourself. And thirdly, though the custom be good, be both good as custom and suitable to himself, yet to conform to a custom merely as custom does not educate or develop him or herself any of the quality which is needed, which is to empower a human. Okay. Further, he says that discriminating, judging, feeling, mental exercise, all this makes a human, and this provides an individual's his individuality. Okay. And by not questioning, by not desiring, just copy and paste the whole the picture as the way it is, uh, it will lead us nowhere. Like, our ancestors discover fire. What if we didn't go further, or what if we just copy paste this whole scenario in our life and move forward? Okay. And move forward. And in second case, this as our ancestors discover fire, we not need to do anything else. Like, we can same enjoy the same routine. Uh, we will may it may possible that by this time, we all may be living in a tribe and celebrating a tribal culture. By this, he finished chapter number 3. In this video, we will be covering the chapter number 4 of a book called On Liberty. Chapter's name: Of the limit to the authority of the society over an individual. The Mill's attempts to distinguish the doctrine or the sovereignty of the individual over himself and that of the society. Like, he says that for every deed or for every action the person performed or the person did is not answerable to the society. The society need not to take this right or take this as an opportunity to question a person. Every person in the society has that domain of that which is totally of him or herself, and that, and on the other hand, there is a second domain in which he is responsible, or she is responsible for this as a member of the society. Being a member of the society, there are the certain and rules and there are the certain rules and obligations which every persons need to follow. And being a member of this particular society, the individual need to follow these things. But there are the certain the areas where the society needs not to involve, and then the societal involvement will be totally in this scenario will totally just degrading the individual's the liberty. There are the self-interest areas and the societal control areas. In this self other regarded area, the Mill says that this societal control area as the other regarded areas, or the other regarded interest and the self-regarded interest. In the self-regarded interest, individual can do whatever he or she wants to do, but he or she makes sure that whatever he or she is doing should not harm the other. Unless he or she is not harming the others or making the someone making herself or himself a mere object, then they can employ all their wills, all their capabilities in order to gain a growth, in order to have a wealthy and have a meaningful life, and they live their life as per their own the will, and society have no role to play here. But if they harm the others, then there the sovereignty and there the liberty ends. Just by then they are now being in a position to be questioned by the society, and they will be punished by the society, both socially and legally, and society have this power. In this video, we will be covering the last chapter of a book called On Liberty, the chapter number 5, the application. In this last chapter, the J.S. Mill, the author, basically tries to says that his whole essay on liberty, which is his essay, can be shot down into broader two principles. The first one: the people are not accountable to the society for the action that only concern himself. The only means society have to express disapproval to such action is through the advice, instruction, persuasion, or the avoidance by the other people, if through necessary by them for their own good. Okay, the here he tries to say is that a person have the liberty to do whatever he wants, or he or she wants to do in her domain, and the society have no right to bind him, and to bind him or her to do whatever the person wants to do as per his or her will. Okay, and if a society wants to say something, or society wants him or her to work in a certain way, then they can only advise. They can only advise, or they can avoid that particular person if that scenario go further. Okay, the secondly he says that the individual is accountable for the action that hurts other, only those action that hurts others, and the society can punish a person socially or legally as it deems necessary for such action. Okay, the society have the right to punish a person only on two particular domain. First, that if things are going the worst, then they can punish him socially, or they can punish him legally, or punish him or her legally. But there are certain cases, or there are certain scenario where these hurt, or where this feeling of that hurtness can be legitimate too. Like if two persons are competing for a government job or a government exam, that let's say is the person A and person B, and with all that efforts and things, the person A succeed. Whatever he is doing, or whatever the person is doing here, is doing his best, employing all his power, or all his power to that, in order to pursue, in order to succeed in that particular exam. And same the things the person the B is doing here, and both are competing for the same exam. And in a long term, it's resulted as the person A got the job, and the person B is not able to pass that particular test, or the competitive exam. Then here the person A was in no intention to do that. So whatever he is doing for his own will. He is doing for his own progress, his own growth in his own domain. The result is something which is not is in his or her hand in this particular scenario. So here the whatever the he did is good for him, and but uh, uh, in whole go round scenario, it's turned out to be the bad for him. But here the person A is innocent, and society can't treat him badly for his conduct here, and they have no power to do so in this particular scenario. Further, the Mills tries to say is that the trade is a social act. So whatever the sale, or the selling of things, or the buying of the products goes on in a society, the society has something to do with its people. As a trade is a social act. So whatever the goes around in the market, and whatever the happening in the market, somehow connects with every person involved in that market scenario. So that as a trade is a market, or the trade is a social act, this government in a prehistoric, or in a very historical time, have the control over this market and these market areas. But in present scenario, in a present country situations, these there is a no need to have such an control over the market. Like the market needs to be free. Market needs to be free. And here that whatever the price of a particular commodity can be, it's only depend on, and wholly depend on, buyer and seller. If the buyer if the buyer have a bargaining power to just reduce the price as per his or her need, and the seller is willing to do that, it's totally on them. They are free to do whatever they want to do in this area, and the government have no right to interfere here. Further, he says that as this all is in this he called all this the doctrine of the free trade. Further in the chapter, the police must be careful not to restrict the things that might only potentially be done for the evil, and must respect the people's right to potentially harm themselves. Okay, for this particular scenario, this particular the case, he put forward an example that a person is crossing a bridge, and the bridge is unstable, and the person unknowingly walking on it, and police or the any other person in this of the society can only okay, what here in this scenario can do is just warn him or her that the bridge is not is unstable, the bridge is broken. They can't go and just bring him back, or just divert him from his way. All they can do is make him aware or make her aware that the bridge is unstable, that bridge is not safe. But after even knowing that the bridge is not safe or bridge is unstable, the person willing to walk over it at her or his her or her his choice. And Mill says it's okay if the person, even by knowing all this things, wants willing to walk over that bridge. It's all depend on him or her. It's her interest to do whatever she wants or he wants to do. And here that involvement of the third party will not be entertained at all. So further taking this same scenario, he says that what about selling the poison? Okay, the poison can be used for both the criminal and for the positive or the research purposes, for the scientific purposes. But as we know, the poison can the more potentially used for the from the criminals things. We can't ban the poison here. The mill says that we can't ban the poison here, because it will directly hampers the liberty of all the other member of the society, because of the few people we are terminating, we are the putting down the parameters or the boundaries of the others, the person's liberty. So he says that all what else that society, or what else the policemen and the government can do, just make a list of all those peoples who are indulged in these businesses, or all those who are the buyer and the seller, and for what need they are taking this, at what time, and what time, and what and they also need to have that certificate identical card for whosoever are the purchasing that particular item. Same with drugs, same with all these medicines. Throughout his book, J.S. Mill talks on liberty, freedom, of the individual and of society. What are the individual interests, and what are the his or her domain, and what are the things which the society can impose on him or her. And all this scenario. But what if an individual is willing to sell him or herself as a slave in a market? Okay, the here the mill states that the whether the people should be held to agreement that cause themselves harm, such as the selling the oneself into a slavery. Mill says that the people should not be held to these agreements, and because they are willingly permanently giving up their freedom, and which is of no good. Like, a person is giving up his freedom here in this scenario, he is not willing to do that, but because of the all the other the background reasons, the person is committing such a horrible crime against himself or herself. And government should not give legitimacy or to all these businesses, and there needs to be imposed some restrictions and laws over these type of businesses. Further in the chapter, the mills talk about taxation. Like there are the certain commodities on which the government can impose the high taxes, and on the other hand, there are the commodities where the rate or the where the price need to be very relevant or the very accessible, that the every person in the society or the every person have the access to these the commodities. And in this on these things, if they want, they need or they can charge extra money from these commodities. Like these are the things which are not which are more likely the luxury for the most of the society, most of the member of the society. On the other hand, there are the essential commodities like the bread, oil, salt, and these essential commodities needs to be a sale or throughout the market at a very low price, so that everyone have the access to them. And it's very important for the government to maintain this level, uh, uh, level when it came about the taxation on the particular commodities on, or the what are the commodities on which the tax need to be the imposed at the peak, or what are the commodities on which the tax need to be the flexible enough so that the everyone in the society can have the access of it. So further in the chapter, he says that husband and wife are two individual persons, and that husband can't impose his the despotic rule over his wife. And if there is a certain scenario in the society that the things are not going well, that society is somehow doing the committing something bad, and the channelization in society is the going on. He says that the women is a woman in herself an individual, and they have the right of do the things of their interest as per their the will. Further, he says that the person who is capable of giving her his or her child, oh sorry, the parents who are the capable of giving happy, secure, and then growthful life to their children are only needs to be allowed by the government to have babies. And if they are not able to do so, then there need to be imposed the government need to impose restriction over this, but on the birth rate ratio. Like this will unnecessarily boom the population, and the child, the newborn baby, will die severely because of the scarcity of the food, that environmental condition,